Okay, hello, we are back. We're just right now coming from the next round by Zethor. It's going to play the Scooby-Doo Night of the 100 Frights. Uh, Personally, I like Scooby-Doo. I saw the cartoon when I was a kid, so I'm looking forward for this round because I never saw a Scooby-Doo game. So and we're going to see that just right now. Let's see what's going on Zethor with us.
Hello.
Sorry, Ben.
We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, any percent creepy early run. This is a really goofy platformer from the early 2000s. If you know the people who made Battle for Bikini Bottom, they made this too. And if you know anything about that game and its goofy sort of collision, expect a lot of that here too. But with all that said, are we ready to start? I guess I will just give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. So, this game is kind of weird. It's a bit of a Metroidvania sort of style thing, while also being a collectathon. We have a few major objectives here. We have to get the Smash, Helmet, and Springs, and we have to get enough snacks to open the final gate. Normally there would be a lot more snacks to open a lot of other gates, like that little one that we just opened right there. But because of all of the goofy skips we do, we only have to open one major gate. So, early part of the run, not really too much going on here, but you'll see little bits of wonky collision like that right there.
Anyone there?
And just trying to get over to the springs so that we can do Creepy Early. The whole subtitle, I guess, of the category. Which, fair warning now, that skip is very hard. There's several skips in this that are pretty challenging, but Creepy Early is the big one. And it's particularly notable right now because it used to actually be an Xbox exclusive skip, but pretty recently Mortal, the world record holder, found a GameCube setup for it. It sucks, to put it lightly, but it's very useful in making GameCube a competitive version, and actually the fastest version because of a few other eccentricities with this. But you'll see when we get there. It's gonna be a bit hard to explain in time, but basically I guess in line with what I was saying earlier about Metroidvania, there's like branching paths where like if you have this other upgrade, you can come back to this level specifically, actually, to get into other levels. And normally you would need that upgrade, but that's slow, so in order to unlock the level early, we do total garbage to get in there. And that's the big thing that skips the last major snack gate that we had left. If you want to hear more about the whole thing with Creepy Early, I don't think he's made anything specifically on the GameCube part yet, but Mortal does have a fantastic video going over the history of Creepy Early being found and why it's Xbox exclusive. Basically, there was an oversight where the entrance to the area that we're going into actually kills you after you enter the level for some reason. And so instead of doing the rational thing and just being like, oh, once you hit the loading zone, you are invincible, you can't get hit anymore. Instead, it's, we're just going to make a giant fuck off, you don't get killed zone here. And that's the whole reason it's possible there. But with all that said, we finally have the springs, so now we get to abuse a lot of this goofy collision a little more like this. The tar that we were on there, normally not able to jump across that, not able to jump over to that area, but we kind of just ignore that. Tar is a suggestion in this game. There's an upgrade to skip it, but we don't ever get it. The route hasn't gotten it in a very long time. And like walls are a suggestion too. We just kind of scale up those when we feel like it. But now I get to start going for the dumb skip. And you're gonna see a lot of fails here probably. But put it simply, there's a really hard jump right here to get onto this rope. There's a giant invisible wall you have to get around. And after that we have I believe it is a frame perfect jump to get onto the rock. And then it's not technically luck because I believe the physics are deterministic, but you know, like, it may as well be a luck-based part. Here's the frame perfect, we actually got it. Here's the luck-based part. We're actually in the wall. This might actually be good. Oh, wow. Huh. That's going really well. And just go in there, and... Oh, I messed up the ending. So unfortunate. That actually would have been a fantastic run if I'd gotten it that quickly. But that's fine. That is the gist of the skip. If it takes too long, I did come with a save state prepared just in case. I don't think it's gonna come to that, but just in case, it's there. We're in the wall again. Looking good. Ah! Messed up the setup just a little bit, so I didn't get the clip proper. But yeah, a lot of moving parts here. I will say too, with this skip, while it is pretty irritating, it's really satisfying when you do actually get it quickly, because for the most part, other than this, the one bit after that frame perfect jump, it does feel very consistent. It's just hard. And also, the thing that it skips is honestly much worse. Just not harder, but just more annoying and irritating. That lovely little thing is called fish cringe, where basically you have to use one of those fish enemies in the background right there to flip into a box, and it's pretty dumb. It's a little annoying. I mean, I almost got it twice very quickly, and now we're struggling a little bit, but thus is the nature of the skip. I'm gonna give it about another minute or two. I will say, that first jump right there, I think that first jump took me like probably 7 or 8 hours of practice to get with any level of consistency. Like, this is making that look so much... Oh, we might have it. There we go, finally. And that skips to here. Ironically enough, despite how long that took, that still saved time over not doing it. Not much, probably like 20 seconds, but the big thing that does is just that unlocks that warp gate for later. That way we don't have to pay a snack gate later. We do not want to save. I don't know why I hit that. But, honestly, a bit of a lull right here. If there happen to be any donations, I know there weren't last I checked, but...
There is no currently any donations, and again, you can, if you are interested in donate, you can write a donation and donate in the chat. If you are wondering where are going the donations, they're going for Extra Life, the Extra Consideration Program of Children's Medical Network Hospital. Yeah, the donations go to member children's hospitals to fund critical life-saving treatments and healthcare service, along with innovative research, pediatric medical equipment, and child health service. So please donate. This is a good cause. Yeah.
Alright. Funny little thing here. The guy over there, who is voiced by Don Knotts, unrelated little thing, but he gives you the slippers, which might be the most stupid and worthless power-up that I've ever seen in any video game ever. It lets you sneak around. That's about it. And, I mean, you can kind of just run around most enemies without any issue in this game. I mean, even as a kid, I knew it was kind of worthless. Not to mention, it gets replaced with another upgrade that just does the same thing but better. Alright, we got a little funny clip here. Nothing too crazy, honestly. Just, you know, doors are a suggestion. And now we're gonna get to probably the flashiest thing in this game. I really like it. This is a void warp. So, this level's really long. And a wonderful quirk of this game, when you're coming into a level like this, if you can get past... Every single level has a universal kill plane at a certain point. And if you can get past that universal kill plane, the game kind of panics, and once you get below a certain point, it just kind of shits you out at the start of the level. And since we're coming in the back, if we just go all the way up here, jump over the kill plane, we skip the level. And, of course, once again, all of that's possible just because this game loves its weird and stupid collision. Just in general, I think that's one of the things that appeals to me most about this game is just... If anything looks climbable, it's absolutely climbable. If it doesn't look climbable, it's probably still climbable. And you'll see another example of that coming up in the next level. At this rate, normally, to get the helmet, we want to go through, it's, the hedge maze. Ooh, my stick fell off! That's funny. Alright, well that's an interesting one. Razor Wolverine moment. Best controller in the world, just thought I'd let you know. Like, actually, but also... Wow, great timing on that. But... Yeah, normally we would be going through hedge maze and then greenhouse, which is like 7 or 8 levels to get there. But if we do this instead, we only go through, I believe it's 6 levels instead. Another small blunder there, but it's fine. Emphasis on the collision thing. I didn't see a climbable ledge there, who cares? I do see climbable ledges here though, so let's just up here, and yeah. But that takes us all the way over here, which normally would have been quite a few extra levels, and this is where we finally get the helmet, which more importantly lets us get the smash, which lets us finish the game, because we need the helmet and smash to actually kill the final boss, because the final boss is a bit weird. You kind of just knock him into an electric fence, Scooby-Doo style, you know, baiting him into a trap. That was a little annoying, but no big deal. This level can be a bit tricky sometimes. There's a few more cases of funny collision coming up. And just ignore that cycle. Just go up the rocks, who cares? And here's around where we need to start paying more attention to our snacks, because we need to have 850 for the final bit. Right here, I tend to usually look for about 550, so we are just fine on that front. But now we finally go back to this, and now we finally get to go get Smash, which I wish we got earlier, because it's by far the most fun power-up in the game, in my opinion. Just gives you a ground pound that keeps your full momentum, makes killing enemies a lot easier. It doesn't really show up here. It shows up a lot more in Not Creepy Early. It will show up a fair bit more in this next level, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. But Scooby's kind of interesting. So you may have noticed I'm doing the funny run a lot that makes this goofy noise. That is generally the fastest way to get around long distances. But also it has a second use, where if you're using a helmet dash, Scooby's hitbox is just his head. So, yeah, you can just kind of, like, do this. Like, all of these enemies are here in these tight corridors, and you just kind of phase through them. Doesn't matter. And it's a good thing that is possible, too, because it lets you be a lot more aggressive with this cycle, so that you can open those extra Scooby snacks down there while still making this race to the top. So now we gotta grab these, and we have more than enough snacks, actually. I can probably just stop grabbing snacks. Like anything that isn't directly on the path. I don't know where we got that many, but it is definitely more than usual. Again, it's kind of weird with how this game is. I mean, it goes from frequently you just stop seeing skips in play at all, and then suddenly the game just floods you with skips. And that's what it's about to do again, because right here at the end, suddenly we have 3 different... 4? 5! Sorry, 5 skips. All in this final area. Oh, yeah, okay. So, I've got to talk about what Ace said in chat. Like, the laugh tracks in particular, I mean, that's such a good addition to this game in general. I mean, it's not Scooby-Doo without cheesy laugh tracks. And, like, they'll do it for anything. Like, Scooby sneaking around, laugh. Scooby kills something. Scooby runs around with the helmet dash, which, you know, he's doing all the time. Laugh. Like, surely they've got to get tired of it. Do that to skip that little cutscene right there. And what did I say about walls being suggestions, if I can get it just right? There we go. And it's a good thing they are, because normally we would need the umbrella, which would require us to fight a stupid, dumb, baby bullshit RNG boss. And we hate RNG. So it's nice that we don't have to worry about it. The downside is that we have to deal with a pretty dumb skip. I can't believe I got up here this quickly. It's not done yet. I still have one more jump to make, and then I have to make it through the lab without dying. Alright. And all of this floor is electric, but thankfully, all of these things are not. Normally you're supposed to use these beds, but that's slow. Just make our way up here. Turn that off. We already have our 850 snacks, otherwise we'd need to grab a few backups here, but like I said before, I mean, we had no shortage. And then one more pretty crazy skip right here. Normally this is like a big 3-part level, and if you do this first try, it's over in 10 seconds. There we go. And there's the gate that we've been saving up for all game. And we we did a silly little poll earlier where, in the vein of save the animals or kill the animals, Shaggy's over here over this shark tank. We can choose to save or kill him. I should have known what to expect picking this with a group full of Sacer speedrunners, but unanimously, Shaggy is dead. You know, he can stay over there in the shark tank. We're just gonna treat this door like a suggestion and leave. And now we are in the final boss, which is the one major source of RNG in the run. It can make the boss piss easy, or it can make it brutally hard. I've definitely had some heartbreakers die to this final boss. But just gotta activate these switches. Normally they would not be electrified right now, but with that clip, we skipped a cutscene that would normally start this fight. But if we activate this things by damage boosting, we can just ignore that entirely. I was trying to count in my head, sorry about that. Hopefully I did this right. Yeah, okay, I did. So that is another cycle skip, where normally there would be 3 cycles in this fight, but instead there are 2 in that first phase. And now we just wait for him to come down so that we can hopefully beat him up. And time will be when he touches the electric. That is really good RNG. So time will be right now. That's a gold. Nice. Alright. That went pretty well, other than creepy early. But yeah, that's Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights. Really cool game. I like it a lot. Really goofy. Very short and accessible. If you don't do creepy early, I mean, this is the kind of game that you could honestly learn in a week and be decent at. Obviously, there's a lot more nuances to the movement, but the skips are... I don't want to say they're easy, but they're generally pretty self-explanatory and just very accessible. Shoutouts to KPL, because I mean, he's a big reason why I learned this in the first place. My friend Byron, too, for getting me to pay attention to this game again. Because it was just nice working on getting better as a beginner. And just having a game where all of the skips are pretty reasonable, except for the big one, of course. Oh yeah, by the way, you have no idea who that is. We didn't see him.
Alexander.
We saw her once. Who's she?
I knew it all the time.
Something just doesn't add up. If you ask me, someone's playing a nasty trick. A trick of the light. Wow.
Yeah, I really recommend too. If you want to see what this game looks like. Kohli, Nastani, all really good runners, very skilled at the game, have put lots of effort in, and I consider myself pretty good at the game, but top level movement in this game is actually kind of crazy.
Only she'd know enough about our old foes
So,
to program holograms
yeah.
of them.
And I noticed how
Thank you
she
so much
passed
for being
through that
here.
rail
That
near the
was a
secret
really good
lab.
run, so we're going
By
to
setting up a
see
hologram of
again
herself when the mastermind was
we're going to
around,
see more
she'd have the perfect
games
alibi.
right now. Setting
But
up
what
for
I
the
don't
next
get
run.
is how she got the
So, yeah.
professor here.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Mastermind
Thank you all for having me. I'll see y'all around.
Simple. She used my patent pending dressed for supper, suck you upper. I spent some